In today's video, we're going to look at an app that lets you record two cameras on your iPhone at the same time. Stick around. G'day, it's Doug from Doug Hewson YouTube here, and this is a channel where we talk all about content creation, give you tips, talk about YouTube and a whole bunch more. Why not subscribe and ring the bell? The basis of content creation is the camera, and many of us record on our mobile phone, of course. And today we're talking about an app that you can get on iPhone that allow you to record two cameras at the same time. What is the app? The app is called Filmic Double Take. This app is put out by Filmic, the company that makes Filmic Pro, the Filmic Recorder, and a bunch of other apps. They have put together an app based on Apple's very own multi-camera recording infrastructure. So if you're on Android, I'm sorry, but you're out of luck. This is for iPhone only. And if you're on an older iPhone, then you're sort of still out of luck. For example, I have an iPhone 8 Plus. This just won't work. This is for any iPhone in the 11 series or the 10s series, including the 10R. And we're going to look at some details on that in just a minute. I've got my iPhone 10R here. You can see that I can record from my front-facing camera and my rear-facing camera at the same time. We're going to look at it in just a second. First of all, you download it from the App Store. That's the number one thing. Here, they're really promoting this for the iPhone 11s, especially with the multiple cameras they have on the back. The three cameras on the back on the Pro Max, for example. You can potentially pick any two of those cameras to record on. You don't have to record front and back. You can have two different cameras from the front end of your camera recording the same image, but one is like a zoomed in shot and one's your wider shot, for example, depending on which lens you're using, of course. And we're going to look at how that's going to work, but I'm going to show you on my 10R, as I mentioned, because on my 10R, I'm going to do front and back because I think that's really shines for vloggers. And this is the thing I want to highlight in this video today is recording you and the action you're filming at the same time. And there's three modes we're going to look at. So we're going to mosey on over, and I'm looking at the other camera as well. But here you can see it says Double Take by Filmic is a free multicam experience for professionals and enthusiasts alike. Capture two different focal lengths of the same subject at the same time. Use Double Take with the wide, tele, and ultra-wide lens on the iPhone 11 Pro Max, 11 Pro, and 11. This is a standalone app. This is totally separate from Filmic Pro. They're going to be merging these features into Filmic Pro later in the year. But for the time being, they're giving us just this two-way system of actually recording two cameras at once. Now, there's a couple of different things you can do here. And the first one is called discrete mode, which is basically shooting two at the same time, two individual full frames at the same time. So say your front camera, your back camera, two of the same camera from the front, your wide and your ultra wide. The second option you can go for is what's called picture in picture, which is basically having one shot and then having the other shot, which might be your main shot and then you in the picture in picture, or vice versa. You can move the picture in picture around. So basically you're recording the main picture with the picture in picture, and that's what you're recording. With the discrete mode we just talked about, you're recording two separate cameras at the same time. So that you can just do whatever you want in editing later, which is the one I'm really keen on. And finally, there's the split screen mode where you can do two cameras side by side in a split screen interview style. So you can maybe set your iPhone in front of you. You could be interviewing some people, somebody opposite you on the opposite side of the desk, have them in frame, have you in frame, record that as a split screen so you're ready to go. Creativity is up to you how you want to use the two cameras. If you want to do it split screen, if you want to do discrete mode where you record both cameras at the same time and edit it later, or whether you want to just do like a picture in picture mode. All right, we're going to jump onto the app itself. See, I've got here, we're going to look down. You should see this on the screen right now. Double Take. We're going to tap on that. Now you can see at the moment in the top, we've got icons in each corner. This is a very simple setup. There's no dialing in of a lot of settings. This is a very simple app. The dialing in settings is going to be probably integrated in the Filmic Pro app when they add this feature. But what you can see now is my desk. You see my headphones, my Stream Deck, my keyboard, my other phone. At the moment, you're looking at just the rear-facing camera. You can see we've got in the bottom right, we've got a record button. In the top there, it tells us what mode we're in, but it's grayed out at the moment. You can see it doesn't do anything when I tap that. The top right is your little SD card, little logo that's showing you that goes into things you've recorded before, which you can see there. And finally, the cameras. So if we go to the cameras, which is the bottom left, you can see it's offering me, at the moment, you've got the rear-facing camera. Do you want to add the selfie camera to the scene? So we're going to add that in. You can see both are now highlighted yellow. We're going to confirm that. And you can see in this section, I've actually got it set for 30 frames a second. If I want, I can change that to 25 to match my recording on my Lumix camera, whatever. So you can change it from 30, 24, and 25. So you get the 3 options. So there's no advanced options of making it like 60 frames per second or anything like that, because this is just for doing 1080p and these 3 frame rate settings. So let's confirm that. So now you can see, now what you're seeing there is, you might have think this is actually picture-in-picture, but it's actually not. This is discrete mode, as you can tell by top right-hand side. If I tap on that, this is now picture-in-picture. If I was to hit record, my picture-in-picture, if I move my picture-in-picture around, that would be recording with it, and so on. But you can see that's in picture-in-picture mode. I can lock it in. There's a couple of different, you can go 3 different positions on the right and the left. You can't put it in the middle. Can you put across the middle at the top and bottom? So there's like 8 different settings for the picture-in-picture, but you can't really size it either. So, but yeah, it's the fact that you have 8 different positions is good, but you can't size it and do things like that. Now the split screen we're talking about, which is great for interviews. Imagine me, this is me here, and then I had somebody else over here. We could do the split screen interview style, or split screen me and whatever I'm filming. But the one that I really like, I like the flexibility of discrete mode. Now that does look like picture-in-picture, but you can see that I can actually make this full screen, but you can see it's one layer over the other. Basically, it's recording 2 cameras at once. It's recording me and it's recording my front-facing camera. All that's doing is basically giving me the flexibility to actually look at this camera in full screen, then minimize it again. I can move it totally off the screen. You can see the little arrow there to bring it back in. So there we go. You can do real basic locked-in settings by tapping on the screen once, moving around your little lock there, and then tapping it to lock in place, whatever settings there are. There's not any real big settings in this. And you can do the same for the front-facing camera. I can lock that setting in. But let's go back down. So basically, at this point, if I hit record, I'm actually recording the front camera and the back camera at the same time. And I could record something, and then once I'm done, I'll end up with something like this. As a result, there's something I did, a 1 minute, I should say, clip earlier. And you can see I've had me in one shot. You can see they're both the same length, recorded at the same time. There's an A shot and a B shot. You can see in the file name. Basically, it recorded my camera, front camera, and my back camera. I had it on my trusty switch pod setup, and I just walked down into the backyard for a second and recorded about a minute's worth of footage, just so you can see that that's actually recording both at the same time. Now I'm probably playing something here just in the corner, just to show you what they look like. You can see that they're all synced up and that they're actually playing at the same time. Everything is very fine. So I think this is very flexible. I really like the fact that you can record both at the same time and be flexible enough to do whatever you want in editing. So that's why I like discrete mode. But if you just wanted to know that you just wanted a picture-in-picture shot and set that up on a tripod with that shot, maybe move that into a position where you're just using the back camera and narrating, you could do that. That's really good. Now imagine if you had one of the 11 series iPhones where you've got all those back cameras to choose from. You can actually have the same shot, but it's different length shots, so like a wider, ultra wide, a telephoto. you can have them side by side or in the picture-in-picture, or even in discrete mode, recording both shots at the same time simultaneously. That could come in real handy if you're doing like that discrete mode with the two cameras from the front of the from the back of the camera, shooting say a sporting event where you've got a wide where you're following the action, but there's one that's zoomed right in like on the telephoto, which is getting the closer up shots, maybe following the ball a little bit more intently. Say it's a game like that, or the cricket, or whatever sport you might be following, the basketball, whatever. You could be reaching out and getting both those shots at the same time. Imagine if you had that mounted on a basic tripod on an iPhone, on a phone mount, and being able to get two shots at the same time. That's amazing. That's amazing. And now this is possible due to the technology and software and hardware that Apple have put into their iPhone 11 series, their 10s series, including the 10R. You can utilize that with the Filmic Double Take app. That's pretty awesome. And you might be asking, are they going to bring the app to Android? Well, probably not, because Android doesn't have that functionality to record multiple cameras at the same time. It might be a handset limitation, certainly a software limitation, because they haven't enabled that in the software in the Android side of things. So if you want that, you might need to holler out to Google, Samsung, and those guys to see if they can play catch up basically with Apple. So thanks to Apple for allowing multiple recording of cameras at the same time. So it's an awesome feature. This has come out. You may have seen some other videos on that, but I wanted to talk about my thoughts on that. So that's why I wanted to share this today. So I think this is a great content creation tool. Makes the iPhone very powerful for capturing front and back at the same time. For imagine vlogging, where you can talk and vlog at the camera at the same time. See, here I am talking and I'm looking around my filming area at the same time, maybe doing a studio tour, or I could be out and about going for a walk and showing you the nature whilst I'm also talking at the same time and vlogging myself. So I'm vlogging myself and capturing the action at the same time. It's a game changer. You can't even do that with a camera. You can't do that with your Canon M50s. You can't do that with your Sony A6500s. You can't do that with your big GH5s. Whatever you want to vlog on, maybe consider getting one of the later model iPhones, the 10, the 11 series, or the 10R series, 10S series, and let your creativity flow. What do you think? Have you checked out the Double Take app yet? If you're on an iPhone 11 or 10s, 10R series, what do you think about it? Have you tried it out? Is that something that you would consider using? Are you a vlogger? Is that going to be a game changer for you and your vlogging? Let me know in the comments below. I'll be interested to hear your thoughts on Double Take and what it can do for your content creation needs. Well, this is Doug from Doug Hewson YouTube, and I'll catch you later.
Subscribe to Doug Hewson YT for more tech for content creation.